Hello, everybody. This is Bennyhillz back with another vintage cube draft, and this pack is pretty good. There's two real cards that are considerations here: Demonic Tutor, actually three: Demonic Tutor, Teferi, and Smuggler's Copter. All three are very strong. I kind of think Smuggler's Copter is the best for only maximizing win percentage for the average person, at least. It's just so good in mono red and mono white. It's cheap, it's evasive, it helps you filter through your deck. It's just a really good card. But it's very hard for me to say no to a Teferi. And it is very good. This is really close. I should probably just take the Copter here. Although, no, I'm going to go with Teferi. I think this is the spike pick. And I'm almost always go with the spike pick, but I actually haven't drafted like a hardcore blue-eye control deck yet. And I can't turn that down, I think. Now we have Mana Crypt. This is, makes me regret my choices a little bit. Mana Crypt is so good with Smuggler's Copter, but still great in any deck. It's good in blue-eyed as well. Also some value with Teferi because you can bounce your own Mana Crypt and then like not replay it until you need the mana again. So pretty happy to get that. This is like one of the best cards in the format, so I don't really know what our opponent took over this, but deal. Okay, here we have Treachery, Stoneforge Mystic, Signet, Plateau. I think I'm going Treachery. Treachery is very powerful. If we'd gone, Mana Crypt, Smuggler's Copter, and Stoneforge Mystic is a very good start, but Treachery is great. Pretty happy to get that. And now, do we just go Cryptic Command? Yeah, I think that is correct. Again, Flicker Wisp is the pick if we're doing the mono white deck. That is a Crater Hoof. Crater Hoof Jiraga Tree Speaker is good, but I love Cryptic. So base blue-eye control. That is the dream. Now you decide between Ancestral Vision and Mana Tithe. I think I'm going to take the Tithe here. It's cheap interaction. We already have good card draw. Yeah, I think I like taking the Tithe. Spirit of Labyrinth is good in mono white, although I'd probably take the Tithe even if I was mono white. Ooh, that's a late Ponder. That's a really good sign. White is also open, but Ponder is just very strong and a great addition to any deck. Late Primeval Titan as well. So now there's a Sword of Fire and Ice to pair with a Stoneforge. But let's see, do we want Treasure Cruise or Miria's Call? I actually think I'm going to go with a Miria's Call here. I like this card a lot, especially in blue-eye control, because you want to play a high land count, but in this but you're also like sort of expecting to get 7 mana at some point in the game, so both halves are very reasonable. Yep, I'll take that over Treasure Cruise. Ooh, love getting a late Colonnade. That is a good sign. Thieving Skydiver is also okay, so is Parallax Wave and Mindslaver, but yeah, definitely taking the Colonnade here. And this is mostly land, so I'll put this over there. All right, do we want Batterskull, Control Magic, Lapse of Certainty, or Containment Priest? They're actually all reasonable options. But I think I'm supposed to just take the Control Magic here. If the Stoneforge comes around, which it could, then I'll want the Batterskull. Actually, maybe Batterskull is good. We already have Treachery. Yeah, I'm actually going to take a Batterskull here. I think there's a reasonable chance the Stoneforge will come around if the Batterskull is coming around. Ooh, love getting a Day of Judgment. That is a great pickup. And even if we don't pick up the Stoneforge, Batterskull is fine as just a win condition. It's really good against aggro. I think this was the Stoneforge pack. So no Stoneforge, but that's still fine. Do we want Signet or Emrakul? I think they're both better than Yorion, and I think I should just take the Signet here. Yeah, we'll go with that. Kozilek is good anti-Brain Freeze tech. We do have some outs to Splashing Black with a Signet, and Bloodchief Thirst is pretty good. But I think I'm going to take the Kozilek, actually. I think I'm more afraid of Storm than of small creatures. All right, Ancestral is good. It's really good. I'm happy to wheel that, and then we can take an Oblivion Ring. Okay, Blue-Eyed is definitely open. White more so than blue, probably, but we can get a few good blue cards to start off the pack, and then round it out with good white removal afterwards. Here we have Misty, Impulse, Elspeth, and Bribery. I think I should just take the Bribery. This card is so good in so many matchups, and it's better in this format than in Supreme. Just like almost everyone's going to either have like A big Eldrazi, a Titan, or like something along those lines. Consecrated Sphinx, Glorybringer. Yeah, Bribery is just so powerful. Treachery into Bribery is like the ultimate steal your stuff thing. Now we have Disenchant, Dig Through Time, Metamorph, Karn. I kind of want to take the Karn, actually. Disenchant would be reasonable, and it's a pretty good card, but Karn is such a good win condition. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Karn here. Disenchant might also come around. That would be sweet if it did. Ooh, now we need to decide between Skyclave Apparition and Daze. And Winds of Abandon, but I think I like the Apparition better than Daze. I think I'm going to take the Daze here. This is more likely to wheel. It's very, very good, but we have no creatures right now, and I think the fewer creatures you have, the worse cards like this are, because they'll just have removal that they can point at it. And Daze is great. Daze and Mana Tithe is a little bit awkward because, especially in Game 2, our opponent will really know to play around it. There's also a lot of green in this pack. But I think Daze is just too good to pass here. Hopefully this Skyclave Apparition comes around, but if it doesn't, that's not the end of the world. So here we have Karn, which is very good with Mana Crypt. But I think I'm just going to take Karakas. We have no creatures right now, but first of all, we already have so many spells. We're going to be making some brutal cuts. We're like less than halfway through the draft, and honestly, I guess like I can imagine cutting Batterskull, but all of these cards I really, really want to play. So yeah, I think upgrading the mana base is really valuable here, so I'll take the Karakas. Now we have Probe, Ugin, Scrubland, and Vanishing Light. Ugin is the best card here, but it's very expensive. Like, is our plan just to play a million lands? We should probably just take the Probe here. Ugin is so, so good if we get, like, Basalt Monolith or things like that, though. But with just one Mana Crypt, yeah, I think Probe is the right pickup. Now we're getting a Path. I'm very, very happy to get that. Uro's also good. So is Oracle and Leon and Relic Order, but pretty easy Path. This is excellent. And now with the Path and Day of Judgment, I'm pretty happy with my creature interaction. Ooh, now we have Commit Memory versus Gideon. I think I like Gideon a little bit more. Commit Memory is good, but it's a little expensive, and without things like Narset, the back half of it is dicey. I think I'd rather just take the really good threat that's also pretty cheap. Ooh, wow. Remand and Preordain in the same pack. That's painful. I'm going to take the Remand, but I would take Preordain over so many cards, so it's very unfortunate that they're in the same deck. All right, Opposition versus Elspeth Knight Errant. Actually, Opposition does nothing for us. We have no creatures. It's okay with some of our Planeswalkers, but I actually think Elspeth is a really nice pickup. Now, do we want Dig or Baneslayer for the board? I think Baneslayer for the board. Dig Through Time is okay, but there's never, like, this will be, if this makes the cut of our deck, it'll be like our 22nd spell, and there'll be some matchups where this is like an auto win. So I'd rather have the really good sideboard option than the mediocre playable. All right, Winds of Abandon for the board. I'm not going to start with it in the main deck since we already have Path and Day of Judgment, but could be good in some matchups. I'll take Frostbite in here. This is also good in some matchups. It's really good against decks that are trying to play like a Titan or like just like one big threat that wins the game on its own. Ooh, I don't mind a Banishing Light. Guess I'll take a Manamorphose. Neither of these are making the cut. Sure. So we have so many spells here. The best thing would be some acceleration. Since honestly we have the top end. We have, I mean, yeah, this deck is very good. So here we have Strip. Really, I think it's between Strip Mine and Library, the two lands. And I think I like Library here. Library is worse in this deck than in most decks because we do want to, we're pretty slow. But it's still just so good. And I don't really think we want to be strip mining. We want to be playing a lot of lands here. Especially triple blue and double white is a little dicey. Yeah, I think I like the Library here. Ooh, well, not passing this one. Mana Leak is great. I would love that. Tinker is also potentially good, but Fractured Identity is just busted. Very, very easy pick there. That's a huge upgrade. And we're going to have to make some very hard cuts here. Well, we're going to have to make even more hard cuts. Azorius Signet is great, but Jace the Mind Sculptor is just busted. This is like one of the best planeswalkers, and we have a bunch of planeswalkers now, which makes Jace even better. Okay, at this point, I think we're cutting Karn. Not really sure what else we're cutting. We'll see. Worn Power Stone. I think that's actually pretty good for us, although Maze of Ith is also reasonable. Yeah, maybe Worn... I mean, Worn Power Stone is good with Karn, but I actually think I'm going to take the Maze of Ith. This is a really good sideboard option in some matchups, like against mono white with swords and stuff like that. Ooh, love a Crow Mox here. That's perfect for this deck. Elspeth Conquers Death and Narset and Thran Dynamo are all good as well. And Repeal, honestly. But this, like, accelerating into Planeswalkers is so powerful. Yeah, we'll definitely take that. I could imagine cutting this Elspeth. All these other cards I really, really don't want to cut, though. I mean, maybe Ancestral Vision. It is a bit slow, but it's so powerful. Like, I absolutely can't imagine cutting any of these three, at least for game one. Maybe Cryptic, depending on what the mana looks like. But these two, yeah, I mean, this is going to be tough. Okay, Spellseeker Confined. Nothing too broken. I think I'd just rather have another really good Planeswalker. Yeah, Gideon Jura seems quite good here. Which makes me honestly want to play... Oh, whoa. Did not mean to cut that. I kind of do want to play this. I mean, the more Planeswalkers you have, the better. They scale very well. If they drafted it right now, I could run this and be happy about that. But I just know I mean, I guess if we got all bricks from here, it would make our lives easier in a certain sense. I still hope it doesn't happen. Actually, by far the best thing to get would be like a Hallowed Fountain. Our fixing is quite bad. In fact, we probably can't play Library right now. With Mana Crypt, I really want to be able to have, like... I mean, I would love to be able to have 2 white sources on turn 2 pretty consistently in a deck that also wants Ancestral on 1 and Cryptic on 4. So, that's a little dicey. Really, really hope we can get the fixing. I don't think anyone else is playing blue-white. I mean, we've gotten Fractured Identity, Anti-Fairy, although I guess we also took these both very early in the pack. So someone could be playing blue-white, but, I mean, our colors are pretty open. We have all these cards, and, like, I mean, look at how many cards we could be playing. So, yeah, I think, ooh. Muldrifter is good, but I love taking a second Wrath. This is a strict upgrade over Day of Judgment, and there's some matchups where having 2 of this effect will be really good. I'm not going to main deck them both, but that's pretty nice. Man, no Hallowed Fountain. That's very unfortunate. Library will come in some matchups, but cutting it for now. I guess I'll take Temple Garden. I don't think any of these cards are going to be playable for us, but there's a world where Temple Garden helps us with mana. I didn't see like a blue-green fetch. Oh, no, there was a Misty that we didn't take, but I really doubt that'll come around, but technically it could help us. Ooh. Well, this can find us mana, but I actually like Wall of Omens a lot, especially with a Planeswalker-heavy deck. There is a Tinker, which I guess I'll take in case we get a late Inkwell. Gideon could actually be reasonable. We could have the Gideon trifecta. I think I'm going to start with it in the board, but I'll definitely bring it in against decks that aren't attacking on the ground. Or, I guess, just aren't attacking in general. I think Maze of Ith is actually good with all these Planeswalkers, but probably as an 18th land, counting a Mirror's Call, so as a 17th land that is a normal land. So right now we would need to make one more cut. Well, sure, I'll take Inkwell. And maybe bring that... Ooh, Elspeth Conquers Death is actually great. I think it's better than Repeal. Yeah, I think I do want this card. Man, now we have to make even harder cuts. I guess I'll cut the Elspeth. That's just a little bit underpowered. Like, the best ability of this card is the plus 3/3 in flying. And that really doesn't do that much for us. If it's just making a 1/1 every turn, that's not really worth 4 mana. I do think I want the Signet since we have so many 4 and 5 mana, like, power plays and Planeswalkers and stuff. I guess we could just cut the Maze of Ith. It is so good at protecting Planeswalkers, though. Field of Ruin is actually reasonable here. Maybe we're supposed to cut the Cryptic since our fixing is so bad. Actually, yeah, I think that is probably what we're supposed to do. Yeah. This is really more of a tap-out control deck. We have a few instances early on the curve, but, like, all of our plays on this part of the curve are sorcery speed. So that makes Cryptic worse. Cryptic is really good when you can hold up Cryptic mana and then go like end of turn Factor Fiction if they don't play something. And if you're all sorcery speed and then you just hold up Cryptic, then they can just not play anything and you lose a lot of value. So this is what they recommend. I would rather balance it out. If we did this, we actually just don't have the mana for Maze of It. I think I just need to play another land. So if we did this, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 white sources. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blue. Okay, so exchanging one of these. Do we want to play Field of Ruin? I don't think so. I think with Mana Crypt and Chrome Mox, we really are trying to like make powerful plays early. This looks like a control deck, and it is, but it's more of a like stick and early Planeswalker deck than like play draw go and like hold up Field of Ruin for all their answers and just like run them out of threats. So I think I'm just gonna run it like this. I think this deck is very, very strong. We're playing a lot of mana sources, but that's okay because we have really bad fixing and a lot of threats that can win the game on their own. And then like very versatile answers. Daze plus Tithe is a little bit weird. That's our only counter magic other than Remand. So that's one area where this deck is lacking a bit. I would love like a Force of Will or Force of Negation, but I think this deck is very, very strong, and I love blue-eye control. So this is like a Hallowed Fountain and a fetch short of being truly great, and instead it's good, but I think it's still definitely a deck like a trophy. So I'll see you in round 1. Here we are for round 1 against Silverback 79. We are on the draw with a good hand. Actually, wait. All right, here we are for round 1 against Silverback 79. We are on the draw, unfortunately, but we have a good hand. Turn 1 Ancestral is very, very strong in a lot of matchups and also makes Chrome Mox a lot better because you just have the card quantity. Ooh, lots of acceleration. Well, we have card draw and acceleration and cheap interaction. So those are sort of the 3 names of the game. We don't have mana fixing, but we have both of our colors. No double white, but that's okay. Looks like we're up against red-white aggro. So they probably drew this for turn, or else they would have just played it last turn. Can we draw Jace the Mind Sculptor? No, we can't, but I'll take a Signet. That's not bad. That gives us double white, so we can play a Planeswalker next turn if we draw one. Abrade the Signet. Okay, I'm actually pretty happy about that. We don't really need the Signet. I mean, now if we draw a Gideon, I guess I'll be sad, but that's definitely fine. That's much less scary than them advancing their board, especially with the Ancestral taking down. Ooh, I think I'm just going to go for the Bribery here. I don't love getting Mana Crypt into play, but I think the Bribery on turn 3 is worth it. Hopefully they have like an Inferno Titan or something. Wow, not much. It might just be Brimaz. So I will be siding out Bribery in this matchup. The deck looks good. They have Strip Mine. Felidar Retreat's a little dicey. Although I actually wish I could take it here. Yeah, I think it's got to just be Brimaz. They don't have any answers. Like, I guess they have Oblivion Ring and Banishing Light. So they do have some answers. GT is something to be aware of. Stoneforge finds GT. They probably have another equipment, so my guess is they have an equipment in their hand. But yeah, I'll take a Brimaz. I think that's better than a Resto here. Now I'm hoping that the Ancestral can find us a Teferi or another way to get rid of this Mana Crypt. Okay, sure. That's a little bit bad. I mean, it's nice to get the land out of it, but I don't love that we just have a Mana Crypt in play now. One more turn until our AV comes off. Tails? Ooh, that's bad. That's also bad. Jeez. Well, I mean, they haven't really done anything that scary, but Bribery was terrible. Ooh, do we want to path that? I think I do want to path that here. I don't love giving them a land when they're missing land drops, but I really don't want them to get more tokens and flip this Legion's landing, so I think this is the right play. And now we need to really hope to draw Little Teferi to pick up the Mana Crypt. If it wasn't for the Mana Crypt, I think we basically won. But the Mana Crypt is such a liability here. I might side it out, actually. All right, it was heads last time, tails this time. Okay, good. Then ancestral. Give me those cards. Okay, so we can go land 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there. Gideon Jura. And I think I'm just going to minus on the vampire. It's not very exciting, but I think it's worth it to do here. And the next turn we can start bashing for 6. I want to keep the board as clean as possible. Revoker. Okay, that is worth a remand. They can just replay it, but that's fine. Ponder's a good one. So we're hoping to ponder into a planeswalker. Pretty much any planeswalker would be good here. Heads. Yes, 2 for 3. Mirror's Call. That's actually really good. That's hilarious. So we ponder. That seems good. But I'm still just playing Mirror's Call this turn. So I'll keep all of these. And I don't want to play the Caracas this turn because I would rather, like, if they have a legend, I want them to play it. First time ever casting this card. Pretty good here, though. Puts a lot of power on the board. So we do this, and the next turn we can go Banishing Light your Revoker and hit for 12. Four mana, that's a little scary. What do they have? Ravages of War. Was not expecting that. Well, we know we have Caracas on top. I'm glad we kept the Caracas, I guess. We also have Chromok, so we can make a bunch of mana. Tails? Yes, 3 for 4. So we go land, Banishing Light your Phyrexian Revoker, and then attack for a lot of damage. Oh, they could have Mana Tithe. I probably should have played Chromox, actually. Because I don't think we'll need the Elspeth Conquers Death. We will animate and attack for a lot. Boom. The Samiri's Call is actually putting in work. So we have lethal this turn. If they have a chump blocker, they can go to 1. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. So that's in chump block territory. They get the GT. Oh, wait, no. We just win. We have the Oblivion Ring on top. All right, sweet. So red-white aggro. We are changing our deck a lot here. Winds of Abandon in, Day of Judgment in, Baneslayer in, and Batterskull in, and Maze of Ith in. I actually think I'm cutting Mana Crypt, even though it is very powerful. It's just too big of a downside. Bribery is bad. Do we want the Treachery? Definitely don't want Elspeth Conquer's Death. It's too slow. I think Treachery is worth it. And Fractured Identity. Yeah, these are all fine. I like Gideon. I like Jace. These all seem okay. I guess we cut one island since we're bringing in Maze of Ith and we're on the draw. I do think Winds of Abandon is worth it, even though it's not ideal. Days and Tithe are awkward, but again, I think we need to play them. One more cut. This is a lot of 5s, but they're all very, very good. I think I'm going to cut the remand on the draw, actually. That might seem weird because this card is cheap interaction, but it's much, much better against decks that have more expensive cards. Yeah, I think this is the change I'm going to make. It's still a good card, but it's just a little bit less good, I think, than the other ones. And again, remanding a 2-drop when you're on the draw is like almost tempo negative for you. And what makes remand good is when it's tempo positive. All right, I'll keep this hand. Maze of Ith can... Yeah, I mean, this hand is just really good. Baneslayer is great. I guess they have a surprising number of answers to Baneslayer, actually, which is a little awkward, but still worth playing. Because, I mean, we can Oblivion Ring or Banishing Light their answers. Thalia. I actually think I want to daze that, as weak as that is. I really don't like going back down to one land. I guess we could just, yeah, no. This like, because this basically dazes every single spell we play for the whole game. So I'll just set myself back a land, and then they don't have the 2/1 in play. Mana Tithe. Okay, that's actually a really good draw, because the risk of that daze play was now they could just play like, oh, well, that's really bad. We really need to draw another white source. We have all white cards in hand. Dreadhorde Arcanist. Okay. Nice. Dreadhorde Arcanist is pretty bad in red-white. It's good in blue-red, where you're flashing back like burn spells and cantrips. But I'm fine with this here. Not going to play Maze of Ith. No play. Interesting. I'm actually going to play Maze of Ith now and just continue to hold up Tithe. Every point of life we save with the Maze of Ith is very valuable. Well, this Tithe is looking worse and worse, but our chances of winning are looking better and better, so that's all right. Resto. Okay. And a Tithe. We do need to worry a little bit about Armageddon and just make sure we don't fall behind on board too much. Be gone, Dreadhorde. Looks like our opponent is flooding a bit. I might honestly not play another land if they just continue. Oh, well, they keep on playing lands. Ooh, Wall of Omens was a great draw. All right, I guess I will play land because it gives us Batterskull next turn. If they sweep the board here and blow up 6 of their lands and 5 of ours, and then they just don't have a board, like we have time to draw out of it. Chain Lightning my face. Okay. Oh, they might just have Wheel of Fortune. Double Chain Lightning my face. That's good, I guess. So I'll declare this as a blocker, and then Maze of Ith it. And now if we draw a land, we can play Batterskull or Baneslayer. That's bad. Jeez, okay. I really wish I could Winds of Abandon my own creature here. Quite a bit worse than Path. Okay, Legion's Landing is not a threat. Well, I guess we just jam Batterskull. I mean, they might have a Braid, but I don't think it really makes sense to not jam it here. Disenchant, okay. It's possible we shouldn't even bring in Batterskull, honestly, but we'll see. We just need them to play like one good thing so we can fracture identity or draw planes. Okay, if they're playing Shatterskull Summit, untapped, what? That's a weird play. Banishing Light, my wall, sure. I think I'm just going to Banishing Light their Banishing Light, actually. Oh, and now Wheel of Fortune. Okay, that's really good, actually. Now we just draw a bunch of lands, probably. Yeah, now we're really behind. Wow, what a swing. Oh, I should have hit that just to make them not gain life. Doesn't really matter, but was a misplay. Yeah, that actually was very unfortunate. So land, Signet, Gideon. And now if they play a burn spell, we're going to path their guy in beginning of combat. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, that can get a Jite, but Jite is not scary at all against Maze of Ith. The fact that they keep on playing a land every turn is very weird when they have a Destroy All Lands card in their deck. Man, we lost so many good cards to that Wheel of Fortune. We still have a lot of good cards left in our deck, but it's very annoying we could have hit a few more land drops and deployed those cards. Leonin Relic Order. Okay, don't really care about that. They can take my Signet, and that's fine. All right, they played a lot of things there. I'm just going to Caracas to bounce the Krark, probably. Or do we want to fire off a path here? I don't think we need a path. Ooh, I'm just going to sweep the board. That's got to be the right play. Wrath of God. Oh, and we can even play Jace because we get our Leonin Relic Order thing back. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Brainstorm. Put back. I mean, doesn't really matter. I guess it's just 2 lands. And we'll pass. I think it's better to make a knight here than hit for 5. And now we're definitely insulated against something that blows up all land. Our life total is pretty high. Spirit of the Labyrinth. Okay, that... I guess we'll just path that. I don't really want them to shut down our Jace. Oh, maybe I want to path that, actually. Yeah, I'll just path that and bounce the Spirit of the Labyrinth, I think. Actually, we probably should just let them keep the Spirit of the Labyrinth. Yeah, I'll just Fate Seal them. Zurgo. Don't care about that. I'm just going to make another knight and just pass. Yeah, I think I'll just make a knight every turn. Do we suspend the AV? I don't think so. Yeah, it just doesn't do anything. So we will pass. And our plan is basically just continue playing Draw Go while getting value out of our Planeswalkers, then either win via Jace Ultimate or by drawing into Gideon Jura. Dash the Zurgo. Does nothing against Caracas. These lands are actually putting in a lot of value here. Oh, whoops. Okay, that was a misplay. I did forget about that, actually. Yeah, I should have passed something in the beginning of combat. I still think we're in really good shape, but they can make a 1-1 every turn. I mean, we're making a 2-2 every turn, so we just win that, but... So we'll stop that. Bounce that. And then block with a knight. And they'll pay 4 life, and then in response to them paying 4 life, I'll just path it. And now we could hit them for a lot of damage here by bounce. I guess no, they can make blockers for the Gideon. I'm just gonna keep on making knights every turn. So they play the Zurgo and then pass holding up Adanto activation. Sure. So I'll plus on them again. Make sure they're not drawing anything scary. Ooh. That actually is scary. Yeah, I'm going to put that on the bottom. We'll make another knight. And then I'm just going to animate Colonnade and beat in the air. Condemn. Okay, that's a little bit annoying. I still think they can't. I mean, as long as we have the Mazavith in play, it'll be very hard for them to do anything. Ooh, well, okay. They're making some moves here. Interesting. Okay, I mean, I guess this means that their 1/1s can trade with our 2/2s. I still think it's going to be hard for them to beat these 2 lands, but they're making powerful plays. I'm glad they don't have Dreadhorde Arcanist anymore, because now that could be flashing back like Disenchant. I guess that's really it, but attack us with everything. So bounce your Zurgo. Mazavith your Spirit. and then trade off here. So right now the holding pattern is every single turn they're gaining 2 life, and we're fate sealing them, and Jace is working towards ultimate. I think that's a winning strategy for us. We're not developing our board because their 2/2s and our 2/2s are keeping pace, but that's fine. A Mirror's Call, that's pretty good. Although awkward. Oh no, we do have enough white, so we'll fate seal them again. I mean, we could also bounce something, like bounce their spirit or their vampire, but I think this is a fine way to keep them off of things. Okay, I'm gonna let them have that. Yeah, they can have that. If they want to blow up all the lands, then our planeswalkers will just win. Keep in mind, their late game engine is a land, so if they play this, then they're just conceding. Okay, that's a really bad play. Oh, whoops! I should have actually killed the. I should have bounced the Zergo in response. That was a misplay, but I don't think it'll matter. Wait, why are these indestructible again? That's a weird part of text, but sure. So I'll block there, block there, block there. I don't really know what their end game was here. I mean, they're just losing literally all of their permanents, and now our 2 planeswalkers just win on their own. So we lose 1 angel. Can we just kill them, actually? Hit for 9, plus 6, 15. Not quite. But I think I am going to bounce this token. All right, sweet. 1-0. Very solid win over red-white aggro. I think that should be a really good matchup. We're light on counter magic, so what we'll struggle against is Storm, but against any mid-range deck or aggro deck, I think we're very good to go. So I'll see you in round 2. All right, here we are for round 2 against Bucket of Lithium. Interesting name. We have only islands, which is not ideal. It's also a bit slow. Did they keep? They did. Yeah, I think we should chip this. It just doesn't do quite enough. If the mana was good or it was faster, I would keep, but neither of those conditions were met. This hand's much better. We can keep, put back a plains, and depending on what they do on turn 1, ponder to find the correct answer. Razorvert's Thicket. So I probably want to dig towards a board sweeper and lands. Fractured Identity is good. I am going to ponder here. Sometimes I like to wait on these things, but here I think it's right to just ponder. Ooh, so this gives us... Treachery should be really good in this matchup, I think, although we do need double blue. We can pitch one of our blue cards to Chrome Mox. I don't think this is worth it. I think I'm just going to shuffle. Okay, Jace the Mind Sculptor, so hopefully we can find another blue source for that. I love how Gideon and Jace play together. They're very strong. Selesnya Signet, okay. Basic Plains was annoying. I really want to draw an island here, but our mana fixing is bad. We knew that going in, so I can't really complain. Ooh, okay. Their deck became a lot scarier just now. We can answer that cleanly with the Oblivion Ring. Probe. All right, I'm just going to probe for life here. We'll see what's up. Path. Ooh, really good to know about the Fractured Identity. Hydroid Crisis is a bit of a problem. I will Banishing Light the Elspeth. So they could play a 2/2 Crisis here. Or they could play a 3/3 Crisis and draw a card. They could also just Fractured Identity or Banishing Light, but that would do nothing. All right, looks like they are going for the Crisis. Okay, there's an island. So we can't play Jace, but they have the Fractured Identity. So I don't think that really does much. I think I'm just going to Banishing Light the 3/3 or Oblivion Ring it. And now I guess they could Fractured Identity our Oblivion Ring to exile our Banishing Light and get back their Elspeth. But I really want them to do that because the Krasis wouldn't do anything. Oh, they shocked? That's bad. Thirst for Knowledge. Okay. Discarding 2 lands, but not one of the lands we knew about. Oh, wait, no, that's already gone. So we could play Gideon Jura and minus to kill the soldier. Then they Fracture Identity our Gideon, then we Fracture Identity it back. I think that seems good. We could also play around Miscalc by playing the Mana Crypt, but I don't think that's worth it. Our life total is actually not the highest, and we're a slow deck. So Mana Crypt is honestly not the best in our deck because it just like, I mean, it means we have to kill them quickly, and we're not very good at that. So they play Fractured Identity. Oh, they're not playing Fractured Identity. 7 mana Karn. Wow. Okay. That's really bad. We can Fractured Identity the Karn, but then they can Fractured Identity it back. Jeez. I mean, I think we have to do that. We can't just let them keep it. And then our plan is to find Teferi, I guess, to bounce this and take... Yeah, that's our plan. So we get this. Exile their... I mean, they have multiple of all of their things. So I guess we'll take the Field of Ruin because that gives us Colonnade. But yeah, them drawing into the Karn there is really bad. That changed the game drastically. So now they Fracture Identity our Karn. And probably hit Banishing Light. Although I guess if they hit Banishing Light, we can kill the Karn with Colonnade. Ooh. Okay. Oh no, they have Path. So we need to draw Daze or Spell Pierce or a Mana Tithe. Bribery. That's not gonna get there. So we could play Jace Brainstorm looking for a blue source and then go for Mana Crypt Bribery. But I think I want to bounce the token with Jace, honestly. So I think we just go for the Bribery here. Man, the Path is actually surprisingly good. So we're really hoping they have an Inkwell Leviathan. Or like a Progenitus, although a Progenitus would be really weird. Oh, that's great. Riftwind Cloudscape to bounce the Karn, which is a token. Okay, we're back in this. We can also see their deck now. They have a lot of creature removal. Oko is really scary. Force of Will and Force of Negation and Counterspell. Jeez, their deck is very strong. But we can at least deal with what they have going on right now. Although they do still have this Elspeth that's going to be a problem. Yeah, honestly, this matchup is very bad. I do not like our position at all. Although I'm very, very happy that they pumped there instead of making another 1-1. That was not a good play. So now we can go Island, Jace, bounce their token, and they won't have anything left with Elspeth. Now we'll see if they go for the Path. They probably should. Although I guess then, you know, it actually makes sense not to, because now Colonnade, that would make Colonnade a really good threat. Oh, Fact or Fiction? 5, what? Oh, Gear Hulk. Well, that's really bad. Man, their deck is so good. This is going to be a basically unwinnable matchup, I think. I mean, I guess we need to just bring in more Planeswalkers and try and, like, tempo them out. Mutavault's so greedy in a 3-color deck. But it's going to get us here. They make another 1-1. Yeah, with the Path, I don't know if we're going to be able to beat this. Board Sweeper. Basic Plains. All right, so they got us here. Honestly, I can't really see a way we can swing this very much. I mean, Fractured Identity just counters everything we do so well. We can bring in our own Karn. Oh, actually, and Library is a way to win. We can bring in Library and Karn and bring out Tithe and Daze are a little bit dicey, but I guess they're good. I think I'm going to cut Wrath of God. Bribery is not very good. Treachery, I think, is okay. Although it's not great, really. Maybe I cut Treachery, actually. And then bring in Cryptic. And this is 18 lands, but we're on the play. I think I like that. We could also bring in Elspeth or Gideon. Do you think I like Path? I want these things. All right, I think I'm just going to run it like this and leave these out for now. We are on the play, and we have a library. And yeah, this hand is amazing. I would love to find a white source for the Mana Tithe, but even if we don't, library is just going to put in a lot of work for us. Plains. Well, I will start by drawing a card. Probe them for life. So I don't think we need... Okay, they can Field of Ruin our thing. I actually don't think... I'm just going to play this tapped, actually. It's a little awkward since we do have the Mana Tithe in hand, but we also have Mana Crypt, and I don't want my life total to get too low. Play Savannah and pass. So we go Island, Library to draw. Ooh, I was going to play Wall of Omens, but now we can play Signet. That's much better. And now they can go Field of Ruin or Library, but we've already drawn 2 cards off of it for no cost. So that's still a good exchange for us. I will grab an Island. Them having double force is a little bit annoying. It means we can't just like stick an early Karn. Colonnade is a good draw. So we have 6 mana right now. Oh, actually, if that was a untapped land, that would be better. But we can go Wall of Omens. And then I think I'm just going to play Colonnade and pass. I don't even think I want to ponder here. Because, like, what are we looking for right now? We don't really know. So they play their Forest. We're definitely not going to jam anything into all their open mana. So we'll just untap. Fractured Identity. That's a decent one. So I think I'm just going to go... I mean, we could hit for 4, honestly. But I think I want to hold a Cryptic. So I'm going to go Island, Ponder, looking for more lands at this point. Oblivion Ring and 2 plains. I think this is actually good. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. We do need to worry about the Freylease messing with our Oblivion Ring, so I'm going to try and Oblivion Ring the Freylease rather than Oblivion Ring something else first. So we will go for Mana Tithe here. Then they'll probably Force of Will, and then we can Cryptic. We need to make sure to use our mana correctly here, though, because of the way the Signet works. Oh, Hydroid Krasis. So I'll let them draw their cards first. And I think I'm just going to Tithe this. I don't know if Tithe is going to get much better than this. Although, wait, maybe that was foolish, because we could have played Karn this turn, and now we can't. Yeah, that was a misplay. So we have 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana, so we can't play Karn plus Cryptic. Yeah, that was really bad, actually. We could have stuck a Karn with Mana Tithe up to protect it. But now we just go pass. They're not playing anything, okay. We draw plains that we know about, which is actually a pretty good draw. I think just hitting land drops here is good. Ooh. I think I'm going to go for the Cryptic. I mean, I guess they can... Yeah, I'm going to go for the Cryptic. They can just Force of Will this, or Force of Negation this for mana. Yeah, that's really bad, actually. So that happens. Now they can take our Karn. Oh, whoops. Or they might take our Fractured Identity, actually. I think this island is gone. Man, yeah, this is just a nightmarish matchup. Their deck is so good against ours. So we just play plains and pass. I mean, do we want... No, I don't want to do anything against this. The click is pretty bad against Colonnade. So we take 3 here. They also know our whole hand, so they can just like whatever we do, whatever they do, they'll know how we were going to be interacting with it. I'm just going to pass, and they can't attack with a click this turn, or if they do, it won't go very well for them. Ooh, okay. Weird attack. Sure, I'll kill your click for free. Wow, that was weird. Okay, I'm just going to attack them now. Don't think this Daze will put in much work. I'm not going to play land until after attacking because they could potentially bounce this with like Venture or Cryptic. We play Island and pass. I'm so glad I haven't had a Mana Crypt to play this whole time. Freylease. Okay, sure. So what do we want to go for here? I mean, we could just attack the Freylease. I honestly don't care about the Freylease that much. I think I'm not even going to use a removal spell on it. I'm just going to attack it with the Colonnade. Oh, they have swords? That's a little annoying. Okay, so that happens. Man, Daze is so close to being good. Now we go land. 1, 2, 3. Oblivion Ring. And take this out. We could have also gone for Karn, but I didn't want to just jam that into the Force of Negation or Force of Will. So now we're basically at parity, but they have a Force of Will and we have a Daze, so we're very behind. Chase the Mind Sculptor. Okay, so do we make a move here? Does it get better for us by waiting, I guess, is the question. I'm not sure it does. Well, we could, let's see, we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can play both of these. I guess that's worth it, actually. Yeah, that's probably worth it. If we can stick one of them, I mean, they still just have Fractured Identity in their deck is the thing, but I think I'm supposed to go for this. Karn Liberated. They force of Will it. The reason I'm doing it in this order, what are they? Oh, they have Gear Hulk? Oh, no. That's so bad. Okay, this happens. We can't do anything about this. Unfortunately, Daze is just so bad here. Now we go to their second main. And play Mana Crypt. Okay, looks like they're F6'd. Chase the Mind Sculptor. Nice. Okay, Path here. And Brainstorm. Do we want to bounce their Elf or Brainstorm, actually? I don't think the Elf does anything. I'm just going to Brainstorm. So they do have Force of Will. And they have Fractured Identity in their deck. Okay, that's a good answer. So I'll put back Island, Elspeth Conquers Death to play around them, like shuffling in or something. Or, I mean, I guess it does. Yeah, I really don't think it matters, but I'll put the ECD on top, play land, and pass. Oh, that's super bad. That is super, super bad. Although, actually, we could maybe get Daze value here, funnily enough. That's an argument against or for bouncing the token, which I didn't think about. So that was bad. But we can now go Elspeth Conquers Death and cast Daze. And if they hard cast Force, we actually get them. We do have to worry about this Mana Crypt in play now, too, although that's nice to win the first one. So 5 mana ECD. Yes! Days MVP! That's awesome. So we counter this. Now we clear up the Elspeth Conquers Death, and now we're actually in decent shape. This is like our build your own fractured identity. In 2 turns, we get back a Jace. We also still have fractured identity in our deck, although I don't think we've shuffled, so I think it's still on the bottom, unfortunately. We still have a lot of good draws in our deck, too. We have both Gideons and Teferi. Land tax. Okay, don't really care about that. Knight of the Reliquary. That can get strip mined, but I don't care about that. Our 2 good lands are both gone. Library and Colonnade. Tails? Yes. I was about to get sad, but then I realized we knew that was coming. So I will pass back to the opponent. We have 10 lands. They have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So they will get to use their land tax annoyingly. Six mana, 7 mana. Oh, they have Karn. Dang, Karn take our Elspeth Conquers Death is probably the end. I mean, I guess we could draw Little Teferi and then... No, that wouldn't do it. Yeah, I think we're just dead because the Fractured Identity is on the bottom. We need a way to shuffle our library very badly. Take a Crow Mox. That's fine with me. I actually probably should have brought in Kozilek in this matchup. Kozilek would be really good here. So I'll block the Mutavault. I don't really think... I mean, we need a way to shuffle our deck and then draw Fractured Identity. But the fact that it's on the bottom and we have no fetch lands is really problematic here. They also still have Oko in their deck that they can draw towards. All right, that's game. That's a bummer. Man, I really thought we were in good shape there for a little bit. We just needed to, like, one more threat. But they just, their deck we're not going to win that matchup. Their deck just did all the things ours did, but then they had better counter magic and more, like, sticky threats. Karn. I mean, I guess we also had Karn, Fractured Identity, and Elspeth Conquers Death. For, like, threats that can come down, exile something, and then also be valuable. But they just had to click to mess us up. I thought we were feeling so good, too, after the library start, but it is what it is. They took us down there. We will try and get that 2-1, so I'll see you in the finals. All right, here we are for the finals. We are on the play against Toast Child, and we have a 6-lander. We got to ship this. All right, this hand is a lot better. I think I'm going to put back Gideon Jura and really hope that the Wrath is good here. Holding up Mana Tithe on turn 1 is nice, but we have a bunch of answers and no ways to recoup card advantage, which is a little bit awkward. Hopefully we can draw into something. Ooh, Basic Mountain. All right, I'm going to tithe that for sure, but I'm excited about the Wrath of God. I think that'll be very good in this matchup. Ancestral Vision. That was a great draw, actually. That might have been the best draw on our deck. Second Mountain. What they got? Hopefully just 2 1-drops. No play. Weird. That's not a winning line against an Ancestral Vision, that's for sure. Do we want to ponder here? I think I will ponder, looking for a Planeswalker. I don't think these are very good. Bribery is probably not going to be great in the matchup, and then 2 lands is just not good enough. All right, I'll take a Signet. They can abrade the Signet end of turn if they want to, and I'm fine with that. I actually kind of want that. Okay. Sulfuric Vortex would be a little annoying. We do have multiple answers. Seasoned Pyromancer, okay. My guess is they're going to be discarding lands here. If they didn't have a 2-drop last turn, they probably don't have... Well, okay, sure. So we could just Wrath all of those away. I kind of want to wait one more turn, though. Yeah, I'm okay with taking 4 for a turn. They could play like a Hell Rider, which would hit us for 4 + 4 + 3. We'd go to 9. But then we could wrath it up. Okay, that is exactly what happens. I think this is actually worth it, though. I'd rather take the extra... I mean, it does deal an extra 7 damage. But to kill the Hell Rider is really good. And our life total was 20 before, so we have some wiggle room to work with. There is an Elspeth Conquers Death, but I'm still going to go Wrath of God this turn. And now hopefully their next follow-up is a Planeswalker, like a Chandra. Koth would be a little problematic because it would also hit us down to 5. All right, that's a little problematic. It hits us down to 5. Oh, that sucks for them. They animated the wrong land there. That could actually make a really big difference. So we draw cards this turn, which is good. We have an answer to the Koth, but we do not have much else. So hopefully we can draw into a Planeswalker so that Elspeth Conquers Death can get something back. Or a little Teferi to pick up our Elspeth Conquers Death. Okay, I'll just go Island ECD here. They should definitely not have played a land before they're playing the looting. So here's a sort of funny situation. I actually think I'm just going to go Gideon and instantly Emblem, even though we're getting no value. The alternative option would be we could just like make a 2/2 and then make another 2/2 next turn. So would we rather have a 2/2 or an Emblem? Because if we don't do this play, then we won't get anything back with the Elspeth Conquers Death. Whoa, they discarded Pia and Kieran Nalar. What could they have? Zealous Conscripts. Okay, that's way worse than Pia and Kieran Nalar. I don't know why they did that. Sealing this does not do anything. I mean, I guess they might just have... No, they only have 1 card, so they can't have 2 burn spells. So we go land, treachery. And then I think the Emblem is actually worth it. Especially since we already have a creature in play and making this a 4/4 is relevant. So I think we're basically good unless they have multiple burn spells. Especially with Fiery Confluence out of the format, which is really bad in my opinion. I really wish they didn't cut that, but they did. And so that makes us better here. Char my face. Well, they might just have lethal here. Don't have another burn spell. Oh, they have it. That sucks. That's really unfortunate. I thought we were in a good position there. All right, so we're down a game, but I think this should be a great matchup. We bring in our anti-creature package and anti-burn package. Mazavith as well. And cut Bribery. I guess Bribery is better when they have Pia and Kieran Nalar, but I still think it's not the best. We can also cut Mana Crypt. I do think Mazavith is worth it. And I think playing 18 lands is good here. I'm actually going to cut Amiri's Call. Is Treachery worth it? Maybe not. I don't have too many 5s. Although, yeah, I think Elspeth Conquers Death is better than Treachery here. And then one more cut, which I think is just going to be a Signet. Yeah, I'll cut a Signet here. We are on the play. Ooh. Don't love having to pay life for Probe. I think I'm not going to play it on 1. I'm just going to hope to draw into Blue Source. Wall of Omens is going to be great, though, I think. That is a great thing for Wall of Omens to block. Ooh, nice. Island. O-Ring was a decent draw. I'm pretty happy with that. Actually, yeah, this is a really good hand against them. Seems pretty hard for them to beat this. Eidolon of the Great Revel. Okay. This attack does nothing. Block. All right, I think I'm just going to probe for life. Or maybe we should just... No, I don't want to badge anything like that. I'm going to probe for mana. And we'll take 2 from the Eidolon, so it's sort of like we probe for life. But we need to draw a land. Ooh, wow. That's quite a hand. Okay, drawing Island was great. We need to be a little bit wary of Zealous Conscripts to steal our Gideon and emblem it. Hopefully they play Faithless Looting and discard the Zealous Conscripts. Okay, discard Mountain Conscript. So they must have... Yeah, they drew another land. And they play Earthshaker Kenra. That's a little annoying, actually. So we're going to take 6 here. So, let's see. We take 6. Pathing doesn't really make much sense here. Yeah, I don't think we're going to path. I think we go down to 12, and then if we play Gideon and make a knight, and then they play Hellrider and attack with everything, they can actually go Seething Song into Hellrider plus Goblin Guide. Then we would take 5 off the trigger, block the Hellrider, and take 8. So we take 13 overall and die. So we actually need to path, and I think in that case we should just hit the Eidolon. If we drew Chrome Mox, we could play Baneslayer Angel. Caracas. That doesn't do anything particularly. I will play... No, I guess I'll just play Island or Plains. And then if we... Now if they go... Now, so if we go Gideon and make a dude, we have 2 blockers. So we take 4 off the trigger down to 8, block 2 things, and then take 4 more down to 4. We're dead to Char, but we can play Baneslayer Angel. Alternatively, we could just play Day of Judgment or Oblivion Ring. No, I think I like going for the Gideon here. We definitely might just die. Like, that's on the table. But I think this gives us the highest chance of actually winning the game. Like, if we just use a board sweeper now. I mean, we could have just not pathed and then played a board sweeper this turn. But then they can play Hellrider and Goblin Guide. And I guess then we could play... Actually, maybe that would... Yeah, I think that would have been better, actually. I regret that. We should have not pathed, just taken the 6, then played Day of Judgment. We're still in good shape unless they draw a 4 damage burn spell. And we have a fast clock. So they attack us with everything. Give us that land. That's the most important part about this attack. No, although that's sort of funny. Now they know about it. I'm going to block here and here. This insulates us against a lightning bolt. Now lightning bolt wouldn't be lethal. So I'll go land. We'll play the Wrath that they know about. And then I don't think attacking really does that much. And yeah, I'd rather make a blocker. We should note that they are 2 mana away from getting to eternalize this, which would kill us. Unless we we'll play Baneslayer, so it won't kill us, but that's something to be aware of. If they had another Seething Song, that would kill us. Or like a Mana Crypt. They flash back the looting. They do play land, so they might just be going for the Shield Breaker. I mean, we're just gonna play our Angel. And if we get one attack in with this, we just win. And now I'm going to attack for 5 because the one way they could get around this is by playing Sulfuric Vortex. So we need to be able to kill them quickly since that would kill us in 2 turns. And now if they do have Vortex, we do have lethal. Do we attack with this too? No, I don't think we need to. We should be able to kill the next turn either way. That sucks. All right, they got us. Wow, I really thought that was a good deck, but we got not a very good result. Unfortunately, Magic Online just crashed, which is pretty annoying, but it happens not infrequently for me. So we can't really look at the deck list, but it was a good blue-eye control deck list. The mana was very bad, and we didn't have great counter magic, but I'm very surprised that we only went 1 and 2. I thought that was a good deck, but it was still a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.